Hello, gentle viewers. This is Ev Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. We once again were defeated by our eternal nemesis, the Philadelphia Phillies, our cross-state rivals, as they have once again continued on to the World Series. And that's fine, right? no one can win every single game, but it is getting awfully old to see Philadelphia Phillies in the World Series. It's getting very boring at this point. I mean, they've been to 5 consecutive, and if you go back a couple of years, it's been 7 and 10 years. Right? Not even 10 years. It's been 7 and... what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... No, I can't math. It's 6 and 8 years. I'm sorry. They've been to the World Series, and they just keep going back because of this ridiculous pitching rotation that they've built. They've won 4 of the last 5 World Series, so they're a genuine dynasty, as somebody pointed out, and they're just getting really hard to deal with. Oh, pardon me. So, what are we going to be doing in this episode in the off-season? Well, we do have some money, but not a lot, because last episode we signed pretty big contract extensions for Andres Avila and Nick Rosario, and we also got an extension coming to Nate Brooks. So we have some money for a 1 or 2 year... We have a bit of money for a temporary upgrade. We don't really have enough to make any significant changes. Instead, our upgrades this season are going to come from within. First of all, we traded longtime Pirates Salix Brown, and we promoted Gabe Leonard to the main roster. Gabe Leonard's going to be our second baseman next season. Now, he can't fulfill quite the same role that Salix Brown did because he's not quite as good at getting on base, but he's also just a very good all-around hitter. And while he's not a brilliant second baseman, he's also not terrible at it. We do have Manny Pozo rapidly improving before our very eyes. He's already extremely close to being Major League ready, I think. He's performed at a very high level every year in the minor leagues, but I'd like to get him at least a little bit of time in Double-A. If he can just make one leap, I think he's going right to the majors. So the 2 big upgrades that we're really hoping to happen will be coming from those 2 directions. I did acquire Bryce Raynor toward the end of the season here. And he did very well for us in the short term, and I don't feel any particular desire to get rid of him, especially since I'm not paying for him. The San Diego Padres, I almost said Chargers, sorry. San Diego Padres have very graciously agreed to give us this player and pay his entire contract, so that's very kind of you, thank you. Beyond that, we're going to have some interesting decisions to make regarding our outfield. And where we go from there with it. And I'll be curious to see how we do. I'd love to get an upgrade to the rotation. I don't think there's any secret that we always need a better rotation. I don't think there's any secret to that we can always use an improved rotation. But our problem is we're getting to the point where we're getting to earlier that we're running low on money. Now remember, I can basically print money by cutting my development budget. It doesn't have to be $36 million. But any player that we acquire has to make sense. They have to be something that will really help us out. Now our owner is probably a little bit grumpy that we're not earning $20 million. But I think as long as we win consistently, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. Right now, we're currently projected to earn $9 million over the course of this season. And that's pretty exciting. That is pretty exciting. We just need to make sure that we can earn even more money over the course of this coming season. So, this is probably going to be a very dull episode, just because there's not much I can do. We could try some trading. I mean, we want to give Kirk Wonky a shot at playing in the majors this season. I don't know. I think Steve Bartlett's best role is as a super utility guy. I don't think he's a great choice for an everyday starting third baseman. Man, that trade with the Phillies. I wonder if we helped kickstart. Is that the one we gave him Emilio Sandoval? No, we did give him David Gonzalez and Victor Rivera, though, both of whom have played key roles for them in their rise to glory. So, maybe don't trade with the Phillies anymore. Man, I think of all the players who traded away recently, Victor Rivera is the one that bothers me the most. Because he was always a great player for us, and we just never gave him an opportunity to win and keep a job in spring training. How do we even get him? Oh, we drafted him with a supplemental first round pick. Yeah, he was, damn. Yeah, I gotta say that I regret letting him go. He was a pretty talented player. This trade really didn't work out for us. Soto's already gone. We've actually traded him. He's who we gave up to get our shortstop for free. And I think we'll probably will be trading Bartlett here very soon. Or at the very least, downgrading him. So maybe giving Kurt Gwanke a shot in the majors this season makes some sense. I know Gwanke's not the same kind of player, but he looks like he's a pretty solid third baseman. And most importantly, he's a much better power hitter. When we take a look at our team's batting ratings, and we sort by power, we have... first of all, our very best power hitter isn't even playing every day right now. And then we have 3 people with middling power. So I think getting Kurt Gwanke's bat into the lineup and bumping Bartlett down to a utility role could have some very strong boosts to it. So we'll look into that. When's the last time we got a scouting report on Big Manny here? We got one in October of 2041, so we're not going to have any new information about him. But he's already trending in the right direction, and adding him to this already robust team is going to be really great. Chris D'Andrea won a batting title. He's just so damn good at hitting. He had 76 doubles. We already checked last episode, and it turned out that's a major league record. But damn, son. Damn. And then we got Rusty Oliver. I don't know what to do with him either. We have so many incredibly talented players, and we just don't have enough spots to play them all. And let's not lose sight of the fact that over 247 plate appearances, the man hit 344. And we've got to throw it to a Dan Aldridge. I mean, we don't have to decide right now, but we've definitely got some difficult decisions coming in the next few seasons. To be certain. Man. No, pardon me. Now, Rusty Oliver could definitely stay on the bench. TJ McKinnon probably the person I'd send down. So what would I like to target in the draft? Well, I'm glad you asked. I think we need another center field prospect. If there's one to be had, in case things go wrong down the line. Now, we do have Sean Winter. And Sean Winter is an okay hitter and an okay pitcher. But he's definitely not the future at center field. We have Julio Marez, and he looks like an incredible player, and we definitely don't want to lose him to the Rule 5 draft. So I'm going to go ahead and real quick, stick him on the 40-man. Done. Anybody else I should add while I'm here? Well, some people that are free agents, we're going to be losing them anyway, so that's fine. You could probably... Oh, hang on. Orlando Falcone is 25? There's absolutely no reason that you should be in rookie ball, so let's go ahead and put you on the 40-man too. And no one else here looks mostly like bullpen guys and shortstops who can't shortstop. Gross. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and let us advance some time and see how things work out. Specifically, whether or not Nate Brooks will sign this new deal. We've acquired Max Maroff. Didn't you play for the Dodgers, or am I thinking of someone else? Oh, he apparently played for us. Oh, back in 2017. Okay. I was like, I have no idea who that guy is. But I'm glad he's our coach now, probably. And we've also got a pending offer coming out for a hitting coach for AA. Okay, great. I foolishly clicked on a player's profile. Now I have to reset the scouting director thing. Okay, Myers, Brunmeyer. All of our arbitration guys signed new deals. Now, Campbell, I don't think is going to be a starter. I think we're going to shove him in the bullpen just because I think there's more upside to promoting someone who hasn't gotten a shot in the majors yet and seeing what they can manage. You are my AA hitting coach, and looks like you're a pretty good one. So I'm happy to see that. Mike Sheehan came back, as did Vitae, as did Brooks. Now, Brooks is getting a very, very large contract. And a couple of people had very different thoughts about this one. I think the real problem with Brooks' contract is going to hit after 2043. This contract is basically built that I'm expecting him to opt out. If he doesn't opt out, this contract could be a millstone that's going to take a long time for us to get rid of. But if he does opt out, that's going to be a pretty good move on our part. This also completely obliterates any money we would have for free agents or for extensions. I'm going to go ahead and cut my player development budget. We're going to cut it down to $26 million. Oh, right, because, yeah, it's going to just automatically cut it like that, and then I should be able to re-increase it. Let's set it to 20 million, and this will still give us a bit of cash to play with if we want to. This looks good. This looks good. Probably the longest and hardest decision we're going to have to make after this season are going to be two. One, do we try to bring back Garrett Gunnels? And two, what do we do with Ricky Pearl? Because we only got Ricky Pearl guaranteed for one more season through arbitration. And as good a player as he's been really inconsistent. And right now, the only reason... That's probably the number one reason I'm looking for a new center field prospect. I'm not saying he's a bust. He's definitely been a positive contributor. But on the other hand, he certainly is not worth the money he's going to be commanding. Why can I not offer you a new contract? What is going on here? Maybe I just have to wait till the new league year rolls around. I don't know. So, how are we going to upgrade the pitching staff? Well, the one thing we have to do for certain is we need more variety among our pitching types. Right now, we have... Of our starters, we have 3 that are basically identical in Brooks, Barber, and Vitae. And Streeter, if you had Streeter as a regular starter. That's why somebody like a Rob Wild or a Jimmy Arneson or a Jimmy Arneson might be a good choice to add to the rotation. I can't keep having all of these pitchers that all have the exact same strengths, especially when those strengths aren't very strong. And Barber and Brooks both got giant deals just now, so the odd man out's probably going to be Orlando Vitae. And that's probably realistic because while Vitae has been good, he's never been great. He is trending in the right direction, of course, with his peripherals. But that is a thing that's happening here. In case that ever happens, bear with me just one moment, okay? Alright, friends. So, I think we need to move on from Vitae at this point. We've gotten incredible value from him over the course of his pitching career, but the problem is we just have too many pitchers with the exact same skill set. And unlike Streeter, I can send Streeter to the minors. I can't send Vitae. So my goal is basically, here's kind of how I view the starting rotation next season. The 3 that are guaranteed a spot are Barber, Brooks, and Alvarado. That is a guarantee in my opinion. That's definitely happening. And I'd like to give a shot to, say, Jimmy Arneson or Rob Wild. So I think trading Vitae makes a ton of sense. The only reason to keep Vitae is his incredible stamina. And that is something he definitely has up on Brooks. But Brooks has overall been a much more consistent pitcher than Vitae has. So I think we're going to go ahead and trade him, and we're going to try to get a nice return from him. Some of the team is going to look at his skill set, and they're going to become enamored with him, and I think they'll overpay. That's what I'm hoping. What am I trying to get in return? I'm really just trying to get prospects. I'm trying to, especially a center field prospect. I want to have options if we do move on from Ricky Peral, because right now, no one else on this team can play center field that well. And that is obviously a very big concern. So I think that's what we do now. Now, as far as I forgot about Orlando Falcone too. He can definitely have a shot at earning a starting rotation spot. But let's go ahead and trade up Vitae and let's see what kind of prospects might be available. And let's immediately go to center field and see what kind of offers might be made to us. We're getting plenty of offers for players, but few of them seem to be of the type of player that we'd really want to keep. Let's look at Heinz Young. Okay, Mr. Young, you look like a very, very solid sword. You're still quite raw, which is great, because I'm not going to be calling you up anytime soon. But you're not really a center fielder. You're a left fielder. You could play center, though, with that skill set. What else do we got here? Rory Graton. Again, not really a good center fielder. I wish you could apply filters to this. But right now you can't. Man, if Heinz Young could play center, Heinz Young would definitely be my preference of those that are being offered to him. But let's look at some others. Esteban Castaneda is a really talented player, but also he's not a very good hitter. If all I cared about was defense, Castaneda would be my man, but I need someone that has both. Orlando Heredia is not that man. Let's look at all players now. Maybe I just need to change my view and just try to get the very best player that I can. Because clearly focusing on center field isn't doing us any favors. It's not getting us somebody... Hello, Kurt Davis. What is your deal? Your deal is that you're not a very good pitcher yet. I guess that's a fair deal to have. But there's some really encouraging things about him that I quite like. He throws quite hard, and he's got a good mix of pitches. He's got a good fastball, curveball, changeup mix. He's got loads of stamina. His big issue is a lack of professional experience, which is obviously easy not to fix, and the fact that right now his tools don't suggest he's going to be a frontline starter. And we also have this fragile injury history. I don't think he's worth taking. Jeremy Benitez is a pretty decent infielder and not much else. Let's keep looking here. A lot of relievers being offered. Danny Wood. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright, Nate Church. I don't hate Nate Church, but I don't love him either. I'm not convinced that Nate Church is a solution to any of our problems. Danny Maciel also isn't great. If we were to take on either of these two players, our basic hopes would be that they make giant strides in their offensive capabilities. We could try getting both of them. which would again help mitigate our risk. And I'm really just looking for any center field person that might be able to handle the position. And Nate Smith is definitely closer to being a quality center fielder than Maciel is. Let's go ahead and add them both. Let's see if we can get both and reduce our risk by getting 2 players that might work out instead of just 1. Okay. My managers, my GM's not happy about it. And I accept that. So let's just submit this offer and see if we can make this happen. And you will accept it, so I'm going to go ahead and make the trade. Now, this is the LA Angels, which is very important to me because it means this is not likely to bite me in the butt. But most importantly, it gets us a couple of at least interesting center fielders. And they can both hopefully be ready for either spot duty. I mean, one of them might get promoted this season because we don't have a quality backup center fielder. We have Kevin Baker, but I think quality is a bit overstated with him. So we're going to see how that works out. This spring training is going to be an open audition for some important rotation spots, and we're going to see who can earn it. You will offer me Charlie Burr, a bad pitcher, and you're asking for table scraps. I'm not saying that it's not a good deal. I'm saying that it's a pointless deal. Also, already had Charlie Burr. I know all about Charlie Burr. I don't want him back. So, thanks, mate. Also, no Gold Gloves makes me sad, but then again, we weren't really a great defensive team last year. We were good, just not great. Hey, whoever called it was right. 100%. Our Young won the Cy Young Award. Any Dream posted players? Nope. 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 Oh well. I'm a little annoyed. Wait, how did I not win Silver Slugger for catcher? Wait, what? What absolute idiot got Silver Slugger for catcher? Really? Your pedestrian 21 homers is better than Andre Sevilla hitting 328? Man, that's some bullshit. Whatever. I'm not even mad. I'm extremely mad, but I'm trying to be the bigger man here. Alright. I normally look at the first-timers first, but I'm going to go ahead and throw Arenado and Bogarts on there just because I'll forget about them if I don't. Alex Bregman. Yes. I think that's a pretty clear first ballot Hall of Famer with his 2,700 hits and over 500 home runs. I don't really see any reason why he wouldn't be. I'll vote for Carlos Correa too, but if my ballot gets crowded, I'll probably take him off. I will vote for Jacob deGrom, however. Alright. Trent Grisham, absolutely not. Not even close. Nope. 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 Really? So this is the kind of player that wouldn't even make the ballot in real life. 1,000 hits is never going to get you into the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. Look how Jack Leonard turned out. No Hall of Fame for you, I think. Nope. I'm going to give some love to Jose Ramirez. I think it's too late. I don't think he's going to make it. I don't think him or Real Muto have a real chance. Vote for Rendon too. Adley Rushman didn't turn out that good. Neither did Nick Senzel. Ryan Weathers is very bleh. I'll vote for DJ LeMahieu. I just don't think it's gonna matter. I'm going to throw in a vote for Joey Gallo for a very specific reason. I want to make sure that he stays on the ballot for another season. And he's getting close to that 5% area, and I don't want to see him drop off. But this is my ballot. If I were to predict, I bet Bregman, maybe Bogaerts. I hope Bogaerts makes it. Maybe DeGrom, and maybe Arenado. Do let me know in the comments. Well, actually, let's wait on that and see if he actually makes it or not. Before we decide if we want to Veterans Committee him in. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it whenever I just put someone in the hall. Nope. Wish I could put like a sign outside Pittsburgh Pirates HQ which is "Don't ever offer me a reliever." Because I'm never going to take it. I don't want relievers. I have plenty of my own. So many players of my own. Okay. So, we currently own a whole crap ton of money. Where did all this money come from? How do I have $40 million for extensions all of a sudden? I mean, I'm not going to complain, and if we can use it, I will. So what do I want to target in free agency? Well, there's a couple positions I really think we need more help at. The first of these positions is starting pitcher. And the second position is maybe third base. Although I could just promote Guanqui and let him do his thing. I'm worried about Guanqui's ceiling just because his contact rate is so bad. So we will look at those couple of positions here. I'm not going to sign any relievers. I have more relievers than I know what to do with, quite literally. They're just all over the bloody place. Okay. Okay, would love to have Ruben Briseño. That's definitely not happening. Also, this may be the chink in the Phillies' armor if he has to leave. Is it even theoretically possible that I could afford him? No. Okay. I had to try. But no, that's not happening. As a veteran backup center fielder, I actually like him a lot, but I'm just not convinced that he's the answer. Or that is even the question, to be honest with you. Nope. Okay, Nate Dunkle, what do you want from me? Good stuff, pretty good control, reasonably good movement. Not great movement, obviously, but reasonably good. You are sidearm. Your stamina is a bit dodgy. But I've certainly spent more money on worse players. Nope, not falling for it. I'm not getting yet another low movement guy. I already have 2 of those. I can't afford Cameron Buchanan. I will happily snap up Joaquin Vera. He's very, very flawed, but it'll also cost me nothing. Except a possible bonus. You know, let's sort by potential. Because even though I'm not seeing great free agents for us right now, there might be some players looking for their shot. You know what, Joe Thomas? I think I will offer you a contract. This will give us a bit more depth at... No. You could also go to a pinch runner that I haven't had in a while. Like, it's only $1 million, which isn't very much money, but it's also a roster spot. But I still think he's worth considering. Anybody with really great potential just never really gotten a shot. Looking for a big gap between overall and potential. Those are the kind of players I like to sign. Nope. Okay. For right now, I don't think I'm going to get involved in free agency. I just don't think there's enough places that we can spend money to make a big difference. So we're going to go to the Rule 5, and we're going to see what we can grab there. Okay, you really want J.R. Myers, and I can understand why. What are you offering me in exchange for him? Okay, Rory Gratton is pretty great. He's a pretty solid player. You're not very good. And you are not very good either. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not saying I won't trade J.R. Myers, but I am saying that yet another outfielder isn't really what I'm looking for. I've got outfielders almost literally coming out of my ears right now. Yeah, the interesting problem that we're going to have is... Oh, hang on. You want to be a manager. Was it in the Indies? Yeah, it's in the Indies. Oh, you want to go to Korea? I mean, I've offered you promotions a couple of times, but I will give you an extension. Oh, you really either want to be promoted or you want to leave. So let's take a quick look here. And first of all, determine, do we want to keep you? You're an amazing manager. I definitely don't want to lose you. I wonder if I offer you the Double-A job and CJ Rutherford accepts going to High A. Nope, Rutherford doesn't want to be demoted. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to fire Kieran Matheson. We've had him a long time. And then I can promote Rutherford to AAA, and I can promote you to AA. There we go. Jonathan Johnston, I will happily promote you to High A if that's what you'd like. But you might be one of these other jerks who's like, oh no, don't you dare promote me. Oh, that's your problem. Your problem is you want to do everything, so I can't promote you ever. Let's offer Mario Lisan the high A job. Hopefully that's going to be enough to get you to stay. I really doubt you had other offers at this point in the offseason, but maybe you have. Okay, I did not put a lot of time into that offer though, Joe. So, let's talk about what we can do to solve our biggest issue, which is namely the absolutely enormous pile of outfielders that we have, both in the majors and in the minors. How do we make this happen? How do we clear enough spots so that the players that deserve a chance to prove what they can do get that chance? Now, a DH would be lovely, because then I would happily move Gunnels over to DH. But that's not likely to happen. I mean, it could happen, but it hasn't happened yet. Flores, you've been okay as backup catcher. I don't mind having you fill in there. Like, given Aldridge's elite level power, I kind of wish we had a place to play him. But see, that's the problem. I have a lot of outfielders who all do certain things really, really well. And I just have too many of them. I have too many outfielders. And that's not even including Julio Marez, who definitely looks like he could also be a good one. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trade Marez. Because Marez can't play the outfield very well. He's a better... no, I'm not going to trade him. I'm not going to trade anybody till I have to. Okay, apparently the fans really like Joe Thomas, so that's cool. We can add him to the roster. Alright, now if we're going to sign anyone via the Rule 5, I've got to send a couple people down to the minors. Oh no, I just need a spot. No, I do need a spot on the active roster. I also need a spot on the 40-man. So, who is least deserving of a 40-man roster spot right now? Vinny Rodriguez, I think I can very easily slip through waivers. And I'm also going to go ahead and try to trade Tim Kennedy for a prospect. I think I've got enough other quality players that Kennedy's value to me is just significantly lower than it used to be. Okay, Billy Santer is looking like a really good choice here. Josh Raymond, what is your deal? Your deal is that you're an average hitter and an average shortstop. But because you're a shortstop, you look even more valuable than you actually are. I'll pass on that, thanks. Billy Santer, I think you look like a great choice. So let's go ahead and trade for you. I mean, he's not going to get me anyone better, so I don't know why you're getting grumpy with me. About this guy. Yeah, I'm not giving up any of those guys just for a relatively good starting pitcher. Give me Wilson Juarez. He's pretty raw. No, really? I'm just going to take this deal. I'm not going to overthink this. This is about clearing a roster spot so we can be active in the Rule 5 draft if we want to be. Damn it, I was going to take Orlando Longoria. Man. Game, how can you do this to me? That was an awesome opportunity. Oh, it's interesting. Orlando Longoria is just not listed anymore. Oh, no, he's still there. Okay. Oh, no. I can't have another pitcher like this. Stop tantalizing me, game. I can't have another low movement pitcher. It's just not going to fly. Nope. Not with that. Yeah, nobody else here is worth it. Oh well. I elect to take no one. And we're gonna go up to Hall of Fame voting. I hope that some people get in. That's fine, Texas. Enjoy him. Because I have no use for him any longer. Oh, sorry, I had Mike Sheehan that could back up and play center field. I forgot about that. I saw notes I didn't look at any of the KBO posted players, but they just weren't likely to be very good, so I'm not that upset by that. Oh, really? Arenado, his voting collapsed. That's unfortunate. Share your thoughts in the comments if we should go ahead and induct Nolan Arenado into the Hall of Fame. Like, it sucks seeing him get that far and then get dumped, but whatever. Where is DeGrom? Oh, there he is. Yikes. His share of the voting is plummeting. Damn, y'all voters are hard asses. Alright, though. The Japan? No, thank you. I'm just not that interested in competing in it again. Okay, you've increased my budget, which is amazing news, but it's not going to help me do the thing I need to do, which is get a better pitching staff. We'll see what my owner goals are once, because I should get new owner goals once spring training starts. And then I will apply some money that way. Wow, now you're only offering one player for him. Again, I'm not saying he's not good, but I am saying that I'm not going to trade J.R. Myers for another outfielder. Okay, spring training has begun. So, it is time for the call-up of every starter you can imagine. Actually, I think a lot of them are already on the roster. I thought his name was Ruben Sadness, and I was very disappointed. I was like, that poor guy. But no, that is not his name. Eric Becker, you can have a shot. Manny Pozo, you can have a shot in spring training. Dane Spellman and Alex Rondon. New guy Billy Santner. This is good. I'm not going to send too many people because then they won't all get some sort of playing time. But go ahead and set up all the things, please. Wow. Who did you bench? Oh, you benched DeAndrea. Okay. That's a decision, I suppose. Alvarado, I think we will keep you on that pitch count, but we're getting to the point where I don't want you to have one anymore. But that's fine. Okay, friendos, let us go ahead and, first of all, delete all of my emails. But then let's go ahead and simulate up to April. I mean, okay, Arneson, I don't know if getting worse at throwing strikes is the look you want to take in spring training, but that's fine. Yeah, I have like 6 great outfielders, and I only have 3 spots for them. Um, I was kind of hoping we'd have like some catastrophic injuries that would make my life a bit easier, but apparently not. Alright, friends, so let's start setting the roster. Okay, pitching. I currently have 24 pitchers. I sure don't need 24 pitchers. Not even a little bit. Okay. So Melvin Uranus, I know, is kind of like some of the other pitchers we've had, but I think he's definitely earned a shot by the incredibly important metric of I don't have any options yet left. So I think we're gonna go ahead and send Arneson to the no. I need one pitcher who can actually handle not giving up homers. Well, let's look at the easy choices first. I like Campbell. I don't want to get rid of him. Orlando Falcone, you're still way too raw. To the minors with you. Minors, minors, minors. Minors, minors, minors. Dude, you're not a reliever, you're a starter. But also minors. What's that put me at? 16. Neely, I'm gonna waive you, and if you get claimed, you get claimed. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that. Becker can go to the minors. I want him to work on his movement. An 18 movement isn't going to be super great. What do I get now? I have 14. I need to get rid of one pitcher. And it looks like Campbell would be the one to get rid of, right? But the thing is that Campbell offers something that Streeter doesn't. Streeter's just a dime a dozen on this team. So I'm going to try to trade him and see what might be on offer for him. You know, I'll throw in Vince Neely and let's see if that gets us a better class of prospect. I'm just scrolling right now. I'm not really looking for anything in particular yet. I'm just looking to see what's available. Okay. So we've got some pretty good relievers, which is nice. I do like good relievers, but I really like good starters. So let's change this to starting pitcher only. And heck, I guess I could add in regulars and veterans. I've got some cash available. If I can get a really good starting pitcher for these two chumps, then I'm here for it. Flawed. Flawed. I actually quite like Art Zielinski here. No, you have this really nasty habit of giving up home runs, even though your movement's not bad. No, thank you. Jeremy Doucette, nope. Okay, Quilon Hunter is actually quite good. How much of his contract would you eat? Okay, you won't do it if I ask you to eat the whole thing. What if I throw in somebody else? Oh, hell no. You want somebody really great. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Not if you're not willing to give me a break here on his contract. I just can't afford to add that big a contract unless they're a truly exceptional pitcher. Nope. Okay, Arturo so far looks like the one pitcher that I'm actually kind of excited about. He's a ground ball specialist with pretty good control, or pretty good strikeout rates. Looks like you keep jerking him around, and I think that's what's been hurting his success. Now, he does have some flaws, too. He only has 2 great pitches. His fastball and his slider. He's also fragile. I can probably do better. Jody Bond, nope. Oh, hell no. I don't like the stamina. I know he's rated a 77, and it's because of his... He's a really damn good pitcher. How much of his contract would you eat? If I asked you to eat his whole contract and I threw something else in... Okay, you can't afford to eat his entire contract. That's fair. But if I asked you to eat 80% of it, what would I have to give you? Something fairly good, it looks like. I could give them Aldridge, but I really don't want to. Okay, if they'll eat half his contract, and all I've got to throw in is, say, this chump. Yeah, absolutely done. Game, don't be ridiculous. You know I'm not bringing him on to be a fucking reliever. Alright. So then our starting pitchers would be Weaver, Brooks, and Barber. And then probably Arneson and Alvarado. Thus leaving Uranus to be like an additional man out of the pen. I still need to get rid of one more pitcher though. I wonder if I could sneak Campbell through waivers, or if he'd get grabbed immediately. You know what? Everyone's asking me for Jeremiah these days. I wonder what I could actually get for him. Like, everybody's apparently desperate for some J.R. Myers in their lives. And I saw a really incredible relief pitcher. Yeah, Mike Turhar here. If Mike picked up a third pitch, he'd be a starter. Yeah, I'm gonna happily grab him. Thanks, Guardians. And that frees up my final pitching slot. So this is our pitching staff. It's 13 dudes. Let's get it configured. Alright, so let's start by looking at the pitching ratings, of course. But let's start by setting up our rotation. Mike Barber is my ace. Followed by Jimmy Weaver. Followed by Nate Brooks. Our fourth starter is going to be Roman Alvarado. And then we're going to have Jimmy Arneson as our fifth starter. Mr. Uranus, you're actually a decent hitter too. But your primary role is going to be long relief emergency starting. And then Dan Campbell is going to be emergency starter, long relief. Okay, that's all taken care of for now, all relievers. Mike Brunmeyer was a closer not that long ago, but I think he probably needs to be in a different role. I'm going to make him our lefty specialist, but I'm also going to let him be a middle reliever if we need him. Eric Corrigan is very clearly the best pitcher on this, the best reliever on this roster, so he's going to be our closer. Our next best pitcher is... Let's get Mike Robertson as our setup guy in the 8th inning. And Padden as our setup guy in the 7th inning. That gives us Fleischman and Burton to be our middle relievers. And I'm pretty happy about that. Oops. No, not a specialist. I don't want a specialist. I want a middle reliever. And a middle reliever. And this looks good to me. This looks like a really strong bullpen. And I like that we have 2 dedicated longmen, and I'm hoping that we won't have the problems we did before. I guess Brooks is actually our ace, if I'm thinking clearly. That's like Barber had a bad season last year. You know what, Nate Brooks, you just won the Cy Young Award, and you've been a Pirate longer than anyone else on this team. So let's give you some. Let's put some respect on your name. Actually, no, Arneson needs his shot. We need to give him an opportunity to show that he can have a meaningful role on this team. At least give him a chance. And if he can't do it, that's okay. I've got plenty of options waiting for some upgrades here. I'm happy with what we gave up for Weaver. I'm just not entirely convinced. Oh, I see. He's got a no-trade clause, and looks like he'll be traded lots of places. Okay. Yeah, I really hope Weaver can put on his big boy pants and give us an incredible starting season. The fact that the Phillies lost one of their big guns is really inspiring to me. I'm pretty happy about that. Okay. Alright, friendos. Next step. We need to get down to 26 total players. So, Josh Hawk goes to the minors. Josh Neal goes to the minors. That's easy enough. Manny, did you get worse? You did. Alright, Manny, you're going to AA, and you're just going to go ahead and just try to be the best version of yourself. I certainly don't object to Bryce Raynor being our starting shortstop, especially since we're not paying for him. McCannon goes to the minors. Marez goes to the minors, but he can go to AAA. He had a pretty solid year in AA last year. He can play in AAA. Okay. Position players. Rusty Oliver has never played AAA baseball, except for a very tiny thing here. But what if we kept him instead of Andrea? Andrea just won a batting title, though, and was worth 5 wins above replacement. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. First of all, I do need to pick one middle infielder to send down. And I think it's probably going to be Mike Sheehan, as much as I love the man. And if you refuse, I will just cut you. Because I'm not letting you start at second base. Not when I have Leonard. Leonard's going to be my starting second baseman. And I guess I could send Bartlett to the minors. Just kind of stash him there. I got to go to one more position player. Peralt, you're a center fielder until I tell you otherwise. Don't be that guy. Okay. So. What do we do here? Like, the obvious decision would be to send down Dan Aldridge, right? But he has power that no one else on our team has. Like, the moment we send down Aldridge, we're basically asking for Ricky Peralt to carry our power caseload. Or, I mean, I guess we have Guanqui now, too. And Leonard's not bad at power. Neither is Gunnels. But I think I'd rather send down Rusty Oliver. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send down Rusty Oliver. Weren't you the guy that we drafted as a pitcher, and we figured out very quickly that you were a terrible pitcher? Yeah, you're actually not a terrible pitcher in real life, but that's fine. Okay. I don't feel great about this, but I don't feel bad about it either. All right, my friends, let us go ahead and get the lineup set up. Clear it all. Clear it all. Okay, batting ratings. Our best pure hitter is and always will be Andres Avila. Easy choice. Done. The next best hitter is Nick Rosario. So we're going to let him be cleanup, and then we're going to bring on Ricky Peralt to be our 5th place hitter. So that's all done. Now, Chris D'Andrea, I think, works really well in the number 2 spot. But I like him even better as a leadoff guy for a very important reason, which is that Garrett Gunnels is a better number 2 guy. Because he's got the extra pop that makes him worth playing in right. Next up is going to be... Okay, Bryce Raynor is definitely our 8th hitter. That's easy choice. The question then becomes, we pick Guanqui or Leonard to be our... Leonard is going to be here, and then Guanqui's going to bat 6th. Okay. Now, Dan Aldridge is going to be backup at first base. He's going to be a pinch hitter. We also want to try to keep Rosario a bit healthier this season, so I'm going to go ahead and tell Aldridge to start once every 5 games. If I'm doing the math... No, once every 10 games would give him 16 starts. So once every 5 games would give him, like, 30 starts. I know I'm being very loose with my numbering there, but... I think I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay with letting Aldridge play first base a bit more regularly. Pardon me. And being our number one pinch hitter. Okay. So that's settled. Backup catcher is David Flores. Flores, I really don't want you starting unless Avila can't start. So we'll just leave that as it is. Backup at second is going to be Mike Sheehan. And Sheehan's also going to be the first line backup at shortstop. Backup at backup at third is going to be John Mitchell. And then he's going to be tertiary backup at second and short. And Mike Sheehan will be tertiary backup at third base. Primary backup in left field is going to be Aldridge is going to back up both corners. And Joe Thomas is going to back up center. Thomas is going to get some consideration as a pinch hitter, as is Melvin Uranus. As is John Mitchell. So those are kind of our pinch hitting dudes. Aldridge has decent speed. We can make him a pinch runner also. And then, of course, Joe Thomas is a genuine burner at center field. So we'll actually swap you, two of you. I'm also going to go ahead and set up Mike Sheehan as our backup center fielder. Now, the thing I was very strongly considering, and still might consider down the line in this franchise, is actually either benching Gunnels or letting Oliver play over Gunnels. I do think we're reaching the end of his historic career. I really want to see him get his 2,000th hit this season. If he gets that, that's probably enough to get him into the Hall of Fame. That's my thinking. He doesn't really have any other big round numbers to go for this season. But that one I think he can achieve. And if he does achieve it, then I'll be very, very happy. But this raises the excellent question of, do we keep Gunnels next season? And I honestly think the answer is no. I have too many good outfielding prospects that don't have a place to play. And I'm just not convinced that going out of our way to let him play every day is worthwhile. Gunnels, I also want to try... Actually, I don't care if you stay healthy. If you get hurt, I have lots of replacements for you. So, I'm going to, before we close this episode out... actually, before we close out, I need to advance this to opening day, of course. And you want me to play better than 500. Manny Pozo's now the number 2 prospect in the majors, which is pretty exciting. Okay. So, let's talk to Garrett Gunnels. Man, Gunnels wants a pretty big pay cut. I'm going to wait to talk to him till the end of the season. Ricky Peral. Okay, I could offer you a qualifying offer. We're gonna have a good hard think at the end of the season though about Mr. Garrett Gunnels and about whether having a possible Hall of Famer in our lineup is worth it compared to the amount of money he's going to cost us, and most importantly, the fact he's taking up a precious outfield slot. Because we've got Marez, and we've got Oliver, and we've got Aldridge, and they're all desperately eager for a chance to prove themselves in the big leagues. Let's see how Aldridge does, giving him a few more reps and letting him play better. So, what is our team going to hinge on this season? It's going to hinge on a couple of things. First of all, the rookies. Guanqi and Leonard. I think both of their futures are quite bright, but I also recognize that we're putting an awful lot on two players that haven't had Major League experience. I think Guanqi has had some Major League experience, hasn't he? No, he's literally never played in the Major Leagues. Okay. Both seem to be at least decent defensively, and both offer a huge injection of power into our lineup. Not that power was a problem in the past, but... And maybe this is just me projecting. Maybe this is just me guessing. But I think part of the reason that Perwall struggled so much is because so much was asked of him. Like, he was asked to be our primary source of power. Now, everyone in our lineup is a power threat, with the exceptions of DeAndrea and Raynor. Andres Avila is a borderline power threat, but I think he could be even better. We've been really fortunate to get a player this damn good. And I know that some of you are like, oh, but he's not a very good catcher. The fact is he's good enough. And until I have to move him off of catcher, I'm not going to. And that's just all there is to it. Now, I will say that I'm concerned about our outfield defense. That is definitely a problem that we have right now. In particular, Gunnels is not very good. DeAndrea is average. Peral's got the range and the arm, but he is prone to be a bit error-prone. We could definitely use a defensive upgrade in the outfield. And that could just come from sending Joe Thomas to center, pushing Peral to a corner, and then figuring out what to do with the last spot. We have Rusty Oliver. Rusty Oliver, I almost have to commit right now. I either have to trade him next season, or I have to play him next season. I think it's just what has to happen. I can't keep him in the minors when he's such an incredible hitter. Also, very important, don't make him a two-way player. Okay, good, he is not. Oh, they get to decide. I wish you wouldn't let him pitch, but okay. That's fine. Yeah. But yeah, we have too many good outfielders making their way up our system to overcommit to any one outfielder. Especially if Gunnels continues to deteriorate, and he has been deteriorating. Mostly defensively, but he's losing his ability to hit for contact, which I kind of expected. So, how much longer does Gunnels have a Major League career? That's, I think, our most important question next season. Our other big question is going to be, when is Manny Pozo going to be ready for the big leagues? Because Pozo has the potential to be the transformative type of player that Avila and Rosario, and to a lesser extent, Peral have all been. He could kind of be the fourth horseman in the offensive amazingness. And the kind of player that you build around. But I think the most important thing to close on the episode with, the Phillies are down to only 3 aces now. Those poor sods. This might be our opening to really push hard and maybe break through to the NLCS this season. That would be pretty good if we could make that happen. And we're starting to get our own really solid pitching staff too, which is very nice to see. Jimmy Weaver was... I think the difference between us becoming one of the best teams in the majors again and one of the worst is going to be the performance of one Jimmy Weaver. It looks like they haven't been willing to commit to him as a starter, and I'm not quite sure why. But if we keep him as a starter and he pitches as well as he had in the past, we don't even pay his whole contract, and we gave up very, very little for him. We basically gave up 3 pitchers of varying competency levels. Mike Barber definitely has another gear that we haven't seen yet. Nate Brooks won Cy Young last year. And last but certainly not least, we have Roman Alvarado, who continues to make big strides each season. And then we've got Jimmy Arneson, finally getting his shot in the majors, and we can see how that works out. So, this is going to be an interesting episode, and it might be an episode where we say goodbye to a couple of friends. But until then, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.